I really think this video should be called like high thoughts that will blow your mind. Cause like I have seen videos that this guy have posted before, right? And it makes you go like that actually makes sense. Like that's what have your reaction being like. So let's just check out this video, bruh.
So I made this video on the English language last year. I double checked, and yep, it's still weird. Like, when you scratch something out of your notes, you're just noting to yourself that that note no longer needs to be noted. And like,
Okay.
why do horrible and horrific mean the same thing, but terrible and terrific mean the opposite? To make matters worse, the phrase this blows and this sucks are both opposite and identical at the same time. A lot of our phrases don't even make that much sense to begin with. Slow and steady wins the race works for a lot of things actually, but the one thing it doesn't actually work in is in an actual race. Being on thin ice with someone is mostly a bad thing, but breaking the ice is usually a good thing. People usually put gone but not forgotten on their tombstones, but for most people, after like 3 or 4 generations, that's really just not true at all. If anything is possible, then isn't it possible that some things are impossible?
Okay, now that right there, I really do be thinking that like if anything is possible, right? That means anything is impossible. But I don't even know.
In the same way, I guess, when people say we're not perfect, doesn't that make us perfect at not being perfect? I'm just gonna confuse myself if I keep going.
Yeah,
Why do we have
no, you
fingertips but
confusing.
not toe tips? Like we can tiptoe but we can't finger tip? You also don't really know how the word red is red, unless it's red. And the more I light my lighter, the lighter my lighter gets until it's too light to light. The word separate is written all together, but the words altogether are written separately. Extraordinary and extraordinary are antonyms. You know, it's crazy what a single space can do. But remember, every single time you press the spacebar, there are 6 million other people pressing it at the same exact time as you are. Speaking of space, in the last Shower Thoughts video, I mentioned reality television. I double checked this too, and yeah, it still sucks. But don't you think a really good show would be flying flat earthers into space and watching them react to it? Sure, it'd be expensive now, but in like 20 years, maybe not so much. If you made it to space, congratulations. You're casually floating around in the void. Now if you just randomly started peeing, you would actually cause an acceleration. It'd work the same way that a rocket does. This wouldn't work if you're dehydrated though. Drink your water. But even then, we don't buy water, we rent it. We use it, then return it, it's cleaned, and then sold back to you again. Life is crazy.
That's facts. Water, right? We have to buy this. We have to buy water. Think about that. Like, I bet in the next 20 years you have to buy oxygen, bro. Like, how is they serving an unlimited supply of things that we have and selling it to us? But that's marketing right there. Like, whoever created water, well, no, whoever started selling water is a marketer. Like that's a smart marketing idea that this person has came up with. Whoever it is. Like for this water bottle, I live in Florida, so like this is Zephyr Hills. But like that's really smart though. Marketing water. That's crazy.
In other water related news, fire trucks are just water trucks. You know, shout out to water. Through condensation and precipitation, for almost 4 billion years, it's been traveling all around and throughout the planet, only to end up in my shower. You know the deal by now. These are shower thoughts.
Okay.
Things have changed a lot over the course of history. There are people alive in their 90s that were born before the world's population hit 2 billion. When the world's oldest person, Kane Tanaka, was born 117 years ago, the global population was just 1.6 billion. In just one person's life, we've gone from 1.6 to 8 billion.
Dang, y'all done been having kids then. We went from 6 billion people like 100 years ago to 8 billion. Like that's a lot of people been born. That's crazy. That's really crazy, bro.
Countries are constantly changing. The majority of superpower countries in the world have been around for thousands of years, and most of the cities in the world are probably older than the countries they're in. If you're 25, you've been alive for over 10% of the United States' history. That's kind of insane when you think about the position the country has gone through over the past 250 years. The good, the bad, and even the ugly. Okay, maybe a lot of ugly.
Oh
Anyway,
yeah.
you know, they say it takes
Oh yeah. America done been through a lot of ugly, bro. Yeah, see, in school I got like A's in history, so like I know all of America history. Them been through a lot of ugly. That's crazy.
10,000 hours to master a skill. but I've been alive for way more than 10,000 hours, and I've yet to master the skill of life. When you're a kid, you think adults
Also, with that, bruh, 10,000 hours to master the skill, that is not true. Cause like I done spent like over 10,000 hours gaming, and I'm still not like the best. So that's a lie. That's a lie.
somehow know everything and have their lives together. But once you grow up, you realize that many people genuinely have absolutely no clue what they're doing sometimes. Also, when growing up, you realize how absurd daily life is. We paid the zoo to look at a bunch of stolen property, most of us have dead bodies in our freezers, and your lap only really exists when you're sitting. When you stand up, it just becomes your legs again. I don't make the rules, okay? Life is frustrating, and something that's been frustrating me lately more than usual is that we have wireless chargers that are actually more restricting than just normal wired chargers. It's fine though, no one is texting me anyway. Most of the time, having the last word in an argument means you've won, but if that argument is over text, getting left on red kinda feels like you've lost. Oh, and by the way, if you didn't know, your fingers don't have muscles in them. Whenever you move your fingers, your palm and forearm are doing 99% of the work. Your handwriting is actually
Our fingers doesn't have muscle in them. Bro, that's not true. That is not true. How does a skeleton have like Wait, he said muscle, bro. I'm thinking bones. He said muscle though. I'm stupid. Yo, let me go back to the
just your
video.
hand's accent, so I guess slurring your words when you speak is just talking in cursive. Remember though, you don't get paid on how hard you work, you get paid on how hard you are to replace. Life isn't fair, but at least we're trying, right? Birth certificates are usually the first participation award people get in life. It's kind of weird welcoming a child into the world, since they've already been here as long as everything else has, just in a different form of matter. I guess it's just like celebrating the temporary collection of atoms that make you, you. Wow, I think I actually just described birthdays, what? Death certificates are pretty much like saying thanks for playing. We pass the anniversary of our death every year without knowing. Who knows, it could even be today. Death is a movie, nightmares are just the trailers.
That was hard right there. So Death is a movie, and then Nightmares are just the trailers. So you mean to tell me that all the nightmares I had as a kid was a trailer of my death? Wait. So like any possible way I died in a nightmare could be the way I died in real life. Bro, you really gotta think about stuff like that. Like really think about stuff like that. That's crazy.
They say that life flashes before your eyes when you die, so what if every time you blink, you're actually just taking screenshots to show yourself before you die? The last person in your friend group will go to all of your funerals, but no one will go to theirs.
Loner.
Don't feel sad though, this just means that they're the last friend to hatch their skeleton. Most video games prevent you from sleeping when danger is nearby. Think about that the next time you can't fall asleep at night for no reason.
So wait. If I can't fall asleep at night for no reason, it's because danger's nearby? That's crazy. Bro, cause it'd be taking me like 5, 10 hours to fall. No, no, let me be realistic, bro. It'd be taking me like an hour to go to sleep. Not because I'm on my phone, because like I do be on my phone, but like it takes a long time, you know? So it's probably because danger's nearby, you know? But like, okay, wait. So maybe what if my phone is like a GPS? Oh no, it's like a radar. My phone's like a radar, right? So that's the reason why I'm still up, because it's showing me that danger's nearby. And when the danger leaves, I get off my phone and go to sleep. You gotta really think about stuff like that. Like I really be thinking, I really be like expressing what I think too, bro. Nobody be doing that, but like I be doing that.
Remember everyone, if you can't sleep, just know that if you lay down with enough force, you'll fall asleep instantly. Are you scared of heights? A lot of people are, and miss out on things like parachuting. But there's no reason to worry. If your parachute doesn't open, you have the rest of your life to fix it. You're not afraid of falling, you're just afraid of hitting the ground. You don't really know that you've forgotten something until you can't remember it. Think about how many things you've actually forgotten. Oh, wait, you can't. But speaking of forgetting things, the center of gravity is the letter V, and it's pointing down. And I couldn't fix that parachute. You're a murderer, you know that, right? You've murdered trillions of bacteria in the shower. Fun fact.
Oh, okay, cause he had me confused. I'm like, yo, I'm not a murderer. I'm not like Melly out here. So like, How can I be a murderer? But you know he right though. We do murder a lot of bacteria in the shower and then it goes down the drain. Technically, we giving it a new life. Think about that.
fact, cannibalism can solve both the issues of overpopulation and world hunger at the same time. Two birds with one stone. Alright, so plastic dinosaurs are made of plastic, and plastic is made of oil, and oil comes from fossil fuels.
Wait, plastic is made of oil? Wait, so you take oil to make plastic? Wait, hold up.
Made of oil, and oil comes
Plastic is actually made of oil? Like, am I stupid? Somebody let me know down in the comment section, bro. Is plastic actually made of oil? But like, I really don't know.
from fossil fuels, from actual dinosaurs. So technically, dinosaurs never left, we're just turning them into plastic. We've always been told that an asteroid killed the dinosaurs, but what if the asteroid was just a spaceship, and we're the aliens? Take me to your
Nah, I don't think dinosaurs is real, but like that's a whole nother topic. So like, but okay, I see what he's saying though. Like it makes sense. So that means like anything that we put into the ground is fossil fuel, and then boom, we use it because of oil and whatever, and I guess oil makes plastic. So what if your dead ancestors is like reused because your dead ancestors are in the ground, right? So then if we talk about fossil fuel, your dead ancestor turn into oil and then it's get used as plastic. So technically this water bottle can be your dead ancestor. You got to think about stuff like that. Like I'm telling you, bro, I'm smart. I really be thinking. So that means this could also be your dead dog. Like think about that. This could be your dead dog. And then you drink from your dead dog. Wow.
leader is just the alien version of let me speak to your manager. For some reason, we've been pretty much branding aliens as Karens all along. We've been looking for extraterrestrial life for decades, but we can't really find anything. Most of us just completely dismiss UFO abduction stories because, well, they're usually insane and made up. An animal who was captured from the wild and studied by human biologists would probably tell the same story. Because of this, life is seen as rare. But think about it. The rarest animals on Earth might not actually be rare. They might just be really good at hiding from us. It's the same principle. Now that I mention it, the principle of YouTube itself is interesting to say the least. It feels like whoever you're watching is talking directly to you and you never think anything of it. But in reality, I'm here in my room by myself, talking to myself. I'm lonely.
Wait, so if YouTubers sit there and they talk to themselves, don't that make them crazy? So technically, am I crazy, bro? Because like only like crazy people they sit there and talk to themselves. So is crazy people the first YouTubers? Think about that. Yeah, crazy people could be the first YouTubers. Wow, wait, did crazy people create YouTube? Wow.
Everyone loves to comment first like they're proving something, but if you really want to be special, being last is a lot more impressive. I can understand it though. The first person to do anything is usually the one that's remembered for it. But since we don't remember pretty much anything from when we were babies, can you even remember the first time you started gaining consciousness? Maybe that's exactly what our first memory really is. You really have zero idea of when you were born, you just take everyone else's word for it. Fruit, just like humans, have belly buttons where they were plucked from, and your belly button is technically just your old mouth. So now that I think about it, the fruit we grow is essentially eating away at the sun, every single day, and we eat that fruit, so in a sense, the sun doesn't really taste that bad. I know, that can be a lot to take in, so just relax for a second. But wait, if you're laying on an open field, that kinda makes the entire earth your backpack, so you're pretty
Yo, this man is smart, yo.
much carrying the weight of the world. People
So if I lay on the floor, right, outside, that means I'm carrying the weight of the world. Well, I'm carrying the world on my back. So that means I'm carrying everybody. So like instead of carrying people in the game, I'm really carrying people in real life. Because you walk on the earth, and if I'm laying on the earth, that means you're on my back. Yo, I need to take a chill pill.
usually say things like, I'm 6 feet tall, but that's only when you're standing. If you're laying down, you're 6 feet long. So technically, tall people sleep longer. When you hug someone, so like once a year for most of us, they're the closest person in front of you, but at the same time, they're also the furthest person on Earth behind you. I know, it's sad. But hey, you've survived 100% of the things you've ever encountered in life. You're undefeated. Every person you know knows a different version of
I just thought about that. Yo, he's right. Okay, so if you hug somebody, right? Yeah, okay, okay. It took a minute. Like I'm low-key slow. Like it took a minute. So if you really do hug somebody, right? They are the closest person to you, but they're the last person behind you. Wow. But like somebody should make TikToks of stuff like this, bro, cuz I'm really thinking.
you. It's like you're a video game and everyone you know is at different save points. The only thing is, you're the only one who can finish it. But remember, the person you see in the mirror and the voice you hear in your own head is not the same person that the rest of the world sees and hears. The only person who truly knows you is yourself, and you don't even know yourself that well. You've forgotten most days of your life, just as everyone else has, and you'll continue to forget. So for now, for the time being, even if the world is falling apart, just try and remember the good. And by the way, the letter W definitely starts with a D.
Duh. This man's smart. The letter W does start with a D. Is this video over? Ah, yeah, it's over. But think about it. The letter W does start with a D. Duh, 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 W. Like, W.